great start to the year for us. We've played 3 exhibitions and I guess 1.5 games, if you will. And yeah, it's been a great start. I can't give enough credit to our coaching staff, our team, just the buy-in that I've seen and the commitment to just working hard, being a team for others. It's been incredible. I came from Loyola Chicago, and that was a very important part of the program that we had built there. And team first mentality, and that's been something that we've been instilling in these guys since January when I began. And yeah, I mean, as much as it's devastating that yesterday's result wasn't, going in the record books, our guys will never forget the time that they played against Tulsa and a number 11 team in the country, and we were 75 seconds away from the game being officially recorded, and we had a 3-0 win, and it was a commanding performance against a very good Tulsa team. So really happy with where we're at right now, but there's a long way to go, and we've got a really tough test away at UWM on Thursday night.
Questions for Coach? We can start with Abby.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, Abby.
I know in one of your exhibitions you guys didn't have the greatest performance. You guys wanted to do better, but now seeing where they were against Tulsa, how have you seen them improve from the very beginning, that first exhibition, into almost beating a ranked team?
I honestly, to answer your question, I think there's been a lot of improvements on the field for sure, but the real growth has been off the field. We had 25 individuals when we started here on August 9th. Now we have one team. We took an amazing trip to Door County. We went up there for a 4-day, 3-night retreat. We trained up there. We ended the retreat with a game against UW Green Bay. And we spent a lot of time growing as a team and sat around the fire pit, came up with what we wanted to become as a program and as a group and as a team. Broke the guys up into groups of 4 or 5 or 6 guys and asked them to, come up with a pillar of the Wisconsin men's soccer program. Like, what do you want a recruit that comes into this program? What do they need to be about? What do you want them to have as part of their DNA? And I wanted them to come up with that, not us as coaches, them. This is their team. And that was an incredible experience to be able to literally sit around a fire in complete darkness. The only source of light is from the fire, and have these players present that to their teammates. Honesty was one of them. Team first mentality. I forget the others offhand right now, but yeah, it was a great experience, and that was important for where we are at. Like, I'm a new coach, new coaching staff, new players, returning players that weren't recruited here by me, new players that are recruited by me. But these are all my players. These are our players. I might not have been the initial recruiter or the initial coach, but these are my guys now, and I'm super proud to coach them. So, yeah, of course, we worked on tactical things to improve. We're playing the same formation that we were in that game that we opened the exhibition slate with, and we didn't play well. A lot of film review, a lot of training, but how we've grown the most is literally as a team and growing off the field.
Go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Leah Doherty with NBC 15. Talking about the growth your team has had off the field, then you see a performance yesterday against Tulsa. What's the potential for this group this season?
Yeah, I think after yesterday, I think the potential is high. I think that I wish this result had stood for many reasons, but Tulsa's going to win a lot of games, so that's going to be an RPI, would have been an RPI booster, but obviously that's in the rear vision mirror now. But yeah, that performance is still within everyone's mind, and they know what they can achieve. And what I said to them after the game was, in a good way or a bad way, you've just raised the bar on this program and this team a few notches. And so we're going to hold you to high standards at all times. We ask that the players hold us as coaches to high standards at all times. we're going to put everything into them, and we ask that they put everything into each other, this university, this department, the coaches. So I think the potential is high. The Big Ten is a tough conference for sure. There's some top teams. But I think that especially playing at McClyman, what I've seen from this team so far in 2 games at McClyman, 2 exhibitions at McClyman, it's one of the things I said from day one in January. We want to make that place a fortress where teams do not want to come play because they know that when they come to play the Badgers, they're going to be in for a fight, and it's going to be a tough game. And from what I saw yesterday especially, and against Utah Tech on Thursday night, I mean, we scored 8 goals in 2 games, didn't give up any goals. And, yeah, we made some mistakes here and there. But, I think the potential is high. But, yeah, I told the guys yesterday after the game, let's not let this be the highest point of the season. It can't be. We've got way too far to go. But there's a lot of potential within this group. And it's all about the team, and everyone is working so hard for each other. And that's from guys that aren't even playing to guys that are playing 90 minutes. It's really cool to see that.
When you watch Enaki Irbaran on the field, it's very clear that he's a leader on the team. He's one of the captains. But how have you seen him play a hand in that going from 25 individuals to one team, both off the field and keeping you guys connected on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's different kinds of leaders. That's why we kind of selected these 3 guys. I think they're different personalities. Enaki, for me, is a lead by example type guy. He's one of the hardest working guys at training. We wear these GPS units to track, the volume of training, how far they're running, et cetera, to try to have some sports science methodology to our training as well. But yeah, I mean, he covers a ton of ground. He's holding players accountable. He's willing to be held accountable by his teammates and his coaches. And yeah, he's helping where necessary. When players make a mistake, he's the first guy there to pick them up and atone for their mistake if necessary. And it's all about trust. If I'm a player and I trust the guy to my right and the guy to my left that they're going to help me, then I'm going to have some trust for them. When other things go bad. So yeah, he's well liked, well trusted, well respected in the locker room. And yeah, I think you go as your captains go, and you go as your leaders go, and you go as your seniors go. And we've got an incredible group of Matt Chandler, Tim Bialik, who's a junior eligibility-wise, and Enaki is a junior as well. So we've got a great group of captains, but Enaki's been fantastic so far.
Todd?
Can you go through some of the logistics of why that game couldn't resume last night and get to a full 90 minutes? Was there, after the storm cleared out, was there something that couldn't happen to get you to the finish line? And does that bother you at all?
Interesting. Yes. So for a soccer game to be official, you have to hit 70 minutes. Of course, student athlete, staff, everyone out there, crowd, safety and well-being is the paramount importance. So there was a lightning strike within the area after 68 minutes and 45 seconds, at which point the fourth official, basically called the game. You have to be able to resume the game within 3 hours of the start time. So the start time was a 1 o'clock kickoff, so we had to resume the game by 4 o'clock. We couldn't resume the game by 4 o'clock due to the inclement weather. There is a new rule where the 2 coaches can mutually agree to resume the game and finish the game at a later date, which the administration, Maria Pienka, Beth Klauser in facilities and game management, we tried to convince Tulsa to stick around. They had a 7:45 flight out of Milwaukee. We tried to make some arrangements potentially to play the game today. They were unable to make that happen. And so, of course, being in Oklahoma, it's not like they're going to be traveling back here to play 21 minutes. So, unfortunately, although we tried, and I really appreciate the administration's efforts to bend over backwards to make it happen, we couldn't make it happen.
Any further questions? I'll ask one. What has been a pleasant surprise for you with this program or this team since taking over?
Yeah, goals scored, I think. We've scored 8 goals in 3 games. We scored 8 in 3 exhibitions, so we've scored 16 goals this year, but it's interesting. Like, I've talked to a couple of people who have said, wow, like, you must be an offensive coach or something like that, but I'm really not. I think that if I was to be, a football coach, I'd probably be a defensive coordinator. But I think we've seen the growth of this team really buy into the defensive side of the ball and how important that is in winning college soccer games. And our defensive structure is built on a help defense. So you come off your man to help your teammate with a more dangerous man. So that has caused turnovers. It's caused frustration in the other team. They send more players forward searching for a goal because we've been pretty sound defensively. I think a mark of past teams that I've coached at Loyola or Northwestern or Santa Barbara was we don't beat ourselves. We don't make too many careless errors. So we've been turning teams over, frustrating them. I think one of the goals yesterday, like, we picked the ball right off the goalie's foot, and Jack Finnegan scored. And the offensive output of our team has been great, but I think it truly is a result of great team defense, which is a result of great attitude, great buy-in, great team first mentality.